how do you think how have chess computers changed chess? Do you think it's for the better? It's just different? What do you think about that evolution?
It's this something that you said that it's quite striking, because you said, is it for better or worse? It's happening.
Yeah.
Period. It's just the technology is not neither good nor bad. It's agnostic. You can do many great things with your mobile phone, but you can also create a terrorist network. So it's happening, and we just have to adjust. And as for the game of chess, it's different because young generation of chess players, they learn very differently from us. I remember I had books, and not so many books new books you can buy in the Soviet Union. Every book was cherished, and I had my my notebooks. So when I went to the top and played world championship matches, I had also notebooks and just all my recorded my analysis, and I treasured them. I remember just, I had a couple of quite thick notebooks with analysis, and they were, just top secret.
Yeah.
And I believed in 1985, in 1986, 1987, that was real treasure. That was a powerful weapon. It's like, the magic sword of Merlin. Now, when you look at this analysis with computer, you understand it was a broken knife. But also, when you look at young chess players, and under the umbrella of Kasparov Chess Foundation, I have been involved in working with them. And I'm talking about kids of international masters, grandmaster level. It's such a different in the way they approach the game, the way they look at the pieces. It happened time and again. We reaching certain position, analyzing the game, and they say, bad move. I made a mistake here. I said, fine. Why? Oh, and then it's a long line, so the machine said, I understand, I could see the screen, but why you think this move is wrong? And they don't understand the question, because the machine said so, because it's on the screen. Yeah. So it's somehow the mind's being hijacked by the power of the machine. And one of the reasons Magnus Carlsen was so successful and still a dominant force in the world of chess. And I remember, since after working with him in 2009, 2010 for more than a year, he never looked at the machine as an ultimate source of wisdom. For him, it was more like a calculator to verify his own understanding and evaluation of the position. This is a big challenge, but I believe it's not only in chess, it's elsewhere. Many people just are staring at the computers, eyes are just being caught by the screen, expecting just to find a solution there.
Instead of thinking for themselves.
Exactly. So that's why I always bring, as a piece of wisdom, the classical phrase from Pablo Picasso, that computers are useless because they can only give you answers.
Yeah.
So, but everything begins with a question.
I mean, it's interesting you talk about Magnus Carlsen. You say that, interestingly, although he's grown up in the computer chess era, he's one of the most human, I think you called it, or intuitive players around, right? So it's kind of interesting.
He's consistent. Yes, it's human, because at the end of the day, 20 years after my match with Deep Blue, more people playing chess than ever before. And the chess is still very popular, because at the end of the day, it's a fight between two individuals. And what has changed is it's not just the game itself, but the way people are watching it. 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, 40 years ago, the World Championship match was kind of, it's an event of absolute quality. Even Karpov and Kasparov played the game, and one made a terrible blunder. It could take time in the press center for grandmasters to find out. To whisper it, mistake, and it's like it's something that you should worship. Today, when I'm watching the games by Magnus Carlsen Caruana, and you have thousands of amateurs from all over the world watching it, you can see screaming, mistake, because machine shows immediately. This is evaluation drop. So it's some kind of respect has disappeared.
Yes, from that. It's a real shame.
But also it added interest, because people can follow. They just they have access to their computer, and they don't have to be strong players to understand what is happening. And
one other interesting thing you said, actually, about the chess computers, and I wonder if this is going to happen with Go as well, in the countries that are not traditionally good at chess or Go, because they have access to these machines, maybe kids in those countries can now get very strong, right? Like Magnus in Norway, or I don't know whether that's,
I'm not sure Magnus, meteoric rise was due to computers, and maybe it's because in this environment you don't have to spend so much time learning from other players, so the process of maturing for the chess player is much shorter. You have grandmasters at 14, 15 today. They know much more than Bobby Fischer knew 40 years ago, just because they played many games, they could travel around, they could watch the games. So chess is a perfect match for internet, because you can follow the games, you can learn, you can analyze. So there are many things you can do that dramatically increase the pace of learning and getting to the top.